remember, one of the first restrictions to go into place at the beginning of the pandemic may also soon ease up. For months, long-term care facilities have been shut down to the outside world.
It's cut off families from their loved ones inside. Jim Spiewak found out what has to happen for that to change.
Step one is getting guidance from the state health department, and Utah may be a little bit closer to easing some of those restrictions. Before the pandemic, Tammy Wandell would visit her mother-in-law, who has dementia, almost daily.
We promised her when we had to put her in a facility that we would always be there for her no matter what.
But the pandemic quickly changed that, and now family visits are through the window.
It's a very broken promise, because I've sat with her many times and just cried with her.
With such a vulnerable population, since the outbreak began, all visitation has been restricted. Carrie Sprague hasn't seen her mother in person since February.
I just want to go hug my mom and let her know that I love her, and as soon as it opens, I'll be there at the door.
Tom Hudaka with the state health department says a work group is looking at easing restrictions to allow for just that. The group meets regularly and changes policy as needed.
Where it's safe and where it's prudent, we think that we can re-implement visitation under some strict guidelines.
Hudako says certain conditions will have to be met. Facilities with positive cases and in regions with a higher spread rate cannot have visitors.
As we write guidance, and if we do end up in a situation where we allow visitation, it will still certainly be up to the individual facility as to whether or not they allow visitation in their facility.
So while the decision to allow visitors is a tough one for state leaders, it's an easy one for family.
Because you just don't know how much time you have left with them. You don't know if today's the day or tomorrow or 6 months.
So a lot of these guidelines are still being ironed out. However, we are told they could be posted to the health department's website sometime next week. And if and when they are implemented, the health department can always scale and roll them back. And one more point, this is only for long-term care facilities, not for hospitals. We're reporting downtown tonight, Jim Spiewak, 2 News.